Hey guys, what's up? It's your host, Alex Silva. If it looks like today is a bit of a different format video or things are a little choppy, it's because they are. That being said, we're going to go to our scheduled normal routine and we're going to do things as best as we can. Now, if you're wondering why I'm outside or why it's a different type of format, it's because I'm being invaded by my electrician. And not just that, this is also like the 500th time filming this. So now I have to go to Pure Podcasts and I have to go true podcast form and I have to do it this way. I should probably do it, what's his name? Damn, I can't cut that out. I can't believe I forgot his name. I want to do it Joey Diaz style. So here I am. It's just early in the morning. We're going to be talking about some of the things that I think are going on. But most importantly, we're just going to have fun with this. And, that being said, going into a true Joey Diaz style, here's one thing that I thought about. Those people, those motherfuckers who always say they got a record or they're drug dealers, and then you ask what they sold and you're expecting something like crack, and then they come out with weed. Well, I don't know honestly why people think that. If you think about it, they're not doing anything bad. If you think about it, they're not doing anything bad. It's actually quite the exact opposite, because they're just selling nature. They're not selling an actual drug. They're not selling crack. If you sold crack and that's all you did, then yeah, it would be bad. But you ain't selling crack to no fucking bitch. And then also, shout out to one of my friends that I play Xbox with and we play Overwatch. One of the things that he does is he ends up cussing like a mother blunker. And I just wanted to say that I think that what he does is funny. But going back to the weed thing, I don't think people should really be held accountable for that in any way. Because when you think about it, are they really doing anything bad? Or are they just selling nature? Because if you really want to know about the worrisome motherfuckers, the ones that you should be worried about, they're the ones who are selling the crack, the ones that introduced it into my neighborhood, the ones that are breaking and doing all these inappropriate things while you're sleeping, while your wife is in the next room screaming. No, I'm kidding. But anyhow, that's the thing that I was thinking about. These people, they're not really criminals. Now, also, you should follow my my movie review channel. Yeah, I just made it. And I'll drop it in the description, but it's an Instagram written movie channel, but I think you should definitely check it out. It's called Show Me More Movies, and it's a play off of Show Me More Boobies, but I think you guys will like it. It's gonna be more unconventional, and it's gonna talk about a little bit of everything with horror movies, but that's kind of what's going on right now. To anybody who wants to live the life of Ryan Reynolds, maybe 10 years ago that would have been one thing, but now things are kind of dying for him, and now people do want to be like him now, because yeah. But anyhow, that's what I was thinking about, how some of these older celebrities are kind of losing their gift. It makes you wonder if they stayed around a little too long, or as an artist, is there a time when you need to kind of punch and then pull back on it, hit back off? And that's the importance. A lot of people don't understand the notion of control. That's why my life is a complete utter failure with no, I'm kidding. But I don't have a girlfriend. But all those things could say that they lead to being a failure. But what if you get them later in life? What if they just take a little longer? Because you have to keep in mind, if you're comparing yourself to a 34-year-old sibling and you're only 24, they got 10 years of mistakes on you that they've been able to hopefully learn from. And if you're anything like some of my family members, and maybe you don't loathe on it, you just continue causing destruction. But I think you guys should really go ahead and follow that Instagram. And if you like horror movies, right now there's not really much to post or to read, but within the next coming days there is going to be some. And I just really want to go ahead and make this into a thing. I know this is a new style of podcast, but it shouldn't be too different from a video podcast. You can still hear my voice. That being said, I do want to watch the Megan movie. It's something I am excited for. The first one I was not a fan of, just because, or not that I wasn't a fan of, I actually really liked it. But I think it's one of those movies where it's kind of like Scream, where like Smile, where Smile 1 for me wasn't my favorite, but Smile 2 was infinitely better. That's not to say that the Smile 1 wasn't bad, but you kind of have to lay the groundwork for a movie like that, because you got to explain how that monster or how the entity works, the evil entity. And it kind of does in the second one, where it shows what the evil when it shows what mental health can cause a person to become, where she comes into her final form of a monster. I think that's just how she viewed herself. But I want to go see Megan 2. It already came out. Now, one thing I was thinking about was how they do that thing where in movies they make you look a lot older than you are. They make you look like they make high schoolers look like they pay mortgages and they got houses. And what is this thing with everybody being much more secure and financially stable and well off than me? Like I have a friend who I don't even know if I want to call him my friend, but he's going elsewhere. He's going on vacation to like Colorado, and I'm here. What feels like I'm putting the pieces of my life together, and I'm not doing a very good job, honestly. Because you watch now, with the exception of Grease, where they might as well have put like a grandpa in the position of John Travolta, because those kids don't look 18. Olivia Newton did, but what is up with everybody looking better? Everybody. Now, that being said, about how living is so difficult, that brings me to my next point. When I went to an interview about a week and a half ago, it was so interesting because I go, right? Now, this is where it gets bad. I go, I'm doing my thing, I arrive to the location, I tell them who I am. They say somebody will be out with me. When, the guy who's going to do my interview, the hiring manager, he comes out, he takes me back. He says, so what are you going to, what brings you in today? I was confused because I thought somebody had told him the memo why I was here. Apparently not, because when I go in, he asked me that, and I said, oh, nothing, I'm just here for an interview at 12:15. Now, mind you, I was stoned, but his face was kind of like this. It was kind of confused and a little too direct. He was expecting me to say something more profound and say something like, yeah, no, I like this job, because of it, I'm very grateful to interview for this opportunity. I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm here because I think I am a great candidate for the match. And I wasn't going to say all that because, first of all, it was for a receptionist for a water plumbing company. Second of all, he said this. He said, Alex, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not everybody wants to be a receptionist, but you wanting to leave in a few years to do other things makes me, want to choose somebody else over you, as opposed to somebody who's gonna be here for only a year or two. And that was interesting because that was like right then and there. That was a sign I'm not getting it. He did tell me he said it would drop you a few points for being considered. But I'm like, I don't need to suck nobody's, I don't need to do that bullshit. I don't need to walk around carrying myself to the 9th degree for what I need to be to get hired. And I didn't get called back for an interview again. He said he was going to do 2 interviews, which is a lot. I don't know what's up with white people doing double interviews. They're not going to change. That's the thing. They're not going to change from one interview to the next. Really, you're going to get to know them more. But hopefully you know that if you're going to interview the same candidate twice, that you're hopefully going to get more information, and that you're not interviewing them because you want them to become better. So at least he did that right, and he didn't call me back because he didn't think I would be a great fit. But that was just something on my part. I didn't think it was anything really bad per se. But I didn't think it was anything bad per se. Just the whole thing was interesting. But that's just one thing I was thinking about. And it reminds me of my uncle who ended up threatening me because he ended up threatening to call the cops on me because I ended up defending myself in my own house when a whole bunch of people started trying to verbally attack me. But I guess verbal isn't enough to equal physical. But anyhow, that is going to be it for this week's episode of the Broken Kid Podcast. And see you tomorrow, most likely, okay? And stay like Chucky. Don't let no bitch kill you. Don't let no little kid light you up and blow you to pieces. Watch that movie. See ya.